Clay Patton on the Rural Radio Network. We're at the Young Farmers and Ranchers Conference here in Kearney, Nebraska. Keynote speaker, and you can tell the buzz around him. He's one of the most popular guys at the conference. That's American Farm Bureau President. That is Zippy Duvall. And Zippy coming back from not too long ago, the warm beaches of Puerto Rico for National Convention, now in snowy Nebraska. We appreciate you coming out, though, and talking. What is your feeling as you talk around the country, you get engaged with young farmers and ranchers? How's the future of the industry look?
Well, I think the future's bright because the young people I'm in front of are excited, they're energetic, they're passionate, and they're really ready to be on the farm, do all the work. And my call to them is do that, take care of home and take care of your family, take care of your faith, but make sure you're part of an organization bigger than them so they can make a difference, and that's Farm Bureau. And we welcome them to come to the table because what makes us strong is when we get everybody at the table.
2023 is going to look and likely to prove to be one of the most important years from an ag policy standpoint. Of course, American Farm Bureau stands at the ready. You talked a little bit about Farm Bill. What are you watching from at the top of the organization for 2023?
Well, we've done our homework. We've had a Farm Bill working study group working together for a year and a half now, and we have identified our priorities, and we've taken it to the board, so we're moving forward. The biggest challenge we got is that in the last two elections we've had new people come to Congress, and if you look from the House over to the Senate, there's 260 members that have never been involved in the discussion of a farm bill. So it's our job as Farm Bureau members and as Farm Bureau leadership to make sure that we develop those relationships and let every one of those new people that's never been involved in this discussion understand how important this is to rural America, to our families, and to the national security of our country.
When you put out a policy directive like that, as it filters down through our state-level organization down to the county, are you seeing a mobilization of Farm Bureau members? Are they becoming more proactive as we move into the Farm Bill?
Most definitely, and I think our people are ready for this conversation. We're going to find the key congressmen and senators that are out there that need the most persuasion, and we're going to be talking to our state and county leaders to make sure that our voice gets heard.
So there's a lot of important things coming back around, and you really stress this too as you were talking to the young farmers and ranchers, but to the average farmer or rancher that's listening to us today, if they're not involved, why do they need to come out and be a member of Farm Bureau?
Well, it goes back to that old story, if you're not there to speak for yourself, somebody else will. And yes, you could stay at home and say, well, Farm Bureau's got this, they'll take care of it, but I'll tell you, the Farm Bureau leadership is not the strength and power of this organization at the state and national level. The Farm Bureau leadership, where the power lies, is in our county boardrooms, in our county Farm Bureau members that are our grassroots members. When they open up their farm, bring congressmen and their staff out to the farm, tell them how important the Farm Bill is to them. When they go to town hall meetings and speak up for agriculture, when they come to Washington and visit one of their offices, it is the most powerful thing you've ever seen happen. And all we do is lay the groundwork with our policy. And as we lay that groundwork and the grassroots come in and say the same things, it becomes a very powerful process.
Many of our listeners are farmers and ranchers themselves, so they're going to want to know, how are things in Georgia, and what are you guys working on here this winter on your farm?
Well, on my farm, we just got through calving season. We got about 400 mama cows. So we just got through with calving season. We're in between batches of chickens, so we're cleaning out chicken houses and putting chicken litter out on the pastures to make that cover crop that we put on back in the fall grow this spring, and just getting our equipment ready for hay season. So we're very busy on our farm. It's extremely wet, which makes spreading chicken litter difficult because you got to wait until the showers get done. You got to let it dry up a little bit, get a day of wind, and then go at it as hard as you can go at it, just like you was harvesting or planting. So, my farm's no different than any other farm across America. It's a lot of hard work, and you're really mindful of the weather, and you got to go when the getting is. You got to get it when the getting's good.
Well, President Duvall, we appreciate all the time and taking some time to talk to us about American Farm Bureau, about the future of the industry and why it looks so positive with young farmers and ranchers. Before we let you go, I want to give you an opportunity, closing thoughts or maybe important information overlooked in the course of our conversation.
Well, I talked about the Farm Bill, but there's many, many other subjects, whether it be regulation, whether it be transportation, whether it be waters of the U.S. We're heavily involved in all those and watching for new issues rising to the top to make sure that our farmers and ranchers are aware of them and that they're given the information so they can be engaged at the right level. And, I just need everybody to play their role. And their role is to be engaged in whatever way they feel comfortable in doing that. Any time that they spend in engagement helping us get that message across is very time well spent, and a payback will be many times over.
And again, as American Farm Bureau President Zippy Duvall speaking here, he's the keynote speaker at the Young Farmers Ranchers Conference, Kearney, Nebraska. You're listening to the Rural Radio Network.